Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Happy Monday.
Same to you.
You can hear. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. It says I'm muted, but I'm not muted, right? You can hear me? It says
Yes,
you're being muted. I'm like, I don't think so. Oh, Betty, where is that fridge? That's beautiful. Where is that? Yeah, Betty, you have to tell me where this is. It's beautiful. Do you see it? Do you have a guess, Loretta?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I was going to say someplace in
I know.
Europe, maybe.
Florence, Italy. Oh my goodness. Have you been there? Like, is that a picture of yours?
I haven't been overseas.
No, me neither. I wonder if Betty has been there. Betty, have you been there? She'll tell us. Maybe. I mean, maybe she'll tell us. Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, Mark.
Hello. Hi. Oh. Oh my gosh, she's been there 3 times. Wow.
Oh, just wanted to say
Oh,
hello.
there you are. Hi, Mark.
Loretta, you're looking younger every time I see you.
Yeah, right. How's your tennis going?
It's good. It's good. That's why I need this class.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Well, it's good for you. It is
Right.
true, actually. That is a good point. Will you guys make sure you guys have today a chair for the mobility stuff we're going to do? We're actually going to do some stuff based on like kind of neck. Actually, it'll be good for you. It'll be neck, wrist, elbow, some of that mobility too. So for actually tennis, that'll actually come in handy.
Good.
So a chair and then also a yoga strap or a towel.
All right. Can do that.
Great.
Oi. Oi.
All right. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, Betty. Wow. I hope you get to go back there soon, right? My prayer.
Yep.
All right. I'll be back in 1 minute. Let me get some, I'm going to get 2 things real quick and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Get the class started.
So what's up?
Not too much, Loretta. Things are going along okay.
Good.
Hopefully this thing will be over someday.
Yeah, right. Someday in our lifetime.
Yep. Are you and Jim going out at all or doing anything?
We went a week ago Saturday. We went to out to Bourbonnais because they had a surprise party for my stepson. He's
Okay.
going to be 50. He's going to be 50 on Wednesday.
Nice. I assume it was nice.
Yeah, his brother was in from Florida.
Good. Very good.
Andy do yoga this morning?
Yeah, she'll be here pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Everyone have a seat in a chair for me. You guys can see me from the tips of my toes, right? All the way arm. Can you see my
Yeah.
hand?
Yeah. No.
All right. Okay. No, I didn't think so. Okay. That's what it means. No.
Did you say something?
All right, I'm gonna spotlight my video. So I should be larger to you guys, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put everyone on mute. Let's get started. But if you guys can take a seat, try to find the sit bones, have a seat right on the chair. Feet are gonna be flat on the ground. Shoulders are gonna roll back and down. We're just gonna start right with our neck. Kind of just relax. You're gonna feel all the muscles possibly kind of tense up in the hip flexors and also the feet. So first try to like relax your feet, move around a little bit, get all 4 points of the foot down. So like your pinky toe, your big toe, ankle down on the ground. Both points of the heel. Hands gonna sit on the lap. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in and an exhale. One more inhale in. Exhale out. On the third one, once you inhale all the way in through your nose, lift those shoulders all the way up to the ears. Hold. And now on the release. Relax. Let's try that 3 more times. It's the same way. So we're gonna take an inhale in and lift the shoulders to the ears, elbows. I'm talking about, thinking about my elbows already. Inhale in. And release. Second time. Last time. Wonderful. All right, let's take your hands from our thighs, place them on the side of the chair. I'm gonna slowly take, looking right at me, we're gonna take and look towards one side gently. Make sure the shoulders stay away from the ears, so they're not friends, right? We wanna make them apart from each other now. So shoulders are back and down, chest is up slightly. We're looking to the side. Take a nice inhale in. And on the exhale, center. Switch to the other side. Big inhale in. And on the exhale, come to the center. So we're gonna go back and forth, one side to the other side with our neck, a little bit faster, but please pay attention to your body and your neck at this time, okay? So it's really tight, go a little bit slower if need to. So we're gonna do it 10 times. We're gonna look to one side. Try to have your eye gaze a little past the shoulder. Come through the center, eye gaze to the other side. That's 2. You can count on your own time. You might find you're looking about a half an inch further each time. If it gets to be too much, you can always take a break in the center, take a deep breath in and go again into the rotation. And 2 more times on each side, wherever you are. And let's meet back in the center. Awesome. We're gonna keep our shoulders back and down. Same thing on this neck. Let's work the neck. We're gonna tip to one side, trying to get your ear to your shoulder, but without lifting the shoulder, right? So we're just gonna hold. Now to activate a little bit more of this stretch, you can take this arm out to the side, palm facing me. And if you want, take this thumb towards the ceiling and kind of pull it back towards the chair. So it's a little bit more active, stretched right in here. Remember, if you find yourself wanting to do this, really concentrate on keeping your shoulders away from your ears, please. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back up to center. Going to the other side. You might find one side likes to lift more than the other, so shoulders are back and down. And hold. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Take a nice inhale in. Extend that arm to the side, palm facing knee. With the thumb up to the ceiling, you can reach that arm towards the back just a little bit. And now what you think about your feet. Are they kind of clenching your toes? Make sure the pinky toe, the big toe, and both parts of that heel, all 4 points of those feet are flat on the ground. And release. Come back to center. We're going to do the same motion side to side, holding for about 3 seconds on each side. Do me a favor, try to brace the core, zip up through your spine and all the way like a puppet string pulling through the top of your head. Brace that core, release your feet. Anything tension in the hip flexors. A lot of time spent right on this neck work, but this is very important. If you're at a computer all day, a lot of people are home e-learning. I was looking up some mobility moves for that. The neck gets very tight. A little bit of activity will go a long way, right? We talk about motion being motion. And finish. Now, we don't want to go back, right? But we are going to come down. Now this you will hopefully feel and possibly all through the back muscles. Don't be surprised. Down the spine, tuck your chin to chest. Eye gaze is at the floor. We are going to lift ourselves back up to center, face me. We're going to integrate another move. So let's take this leg up into like a number 4 position. If you can, bring this up, resting on your thigh. Try to avoid the knee joint, opening up the hip at the same time. So you want to think about pushing through onto the both sit bones, sitting up tall in the chair, zipping up through the spine. Place the hands gently here, right on the shin. Try to avoid your joints. Relax. If you feel yourself kind of like this, you can always bring it to the floor. You don't have to do it that way. You can do a modification of just kind of like opening up the hip on the floor. That's your modification. And now we're going to look towards the ground, tuck the chin to chest, kind of pretend like you're holding like a little orange or like a mandarin orange or a cutie, like in right here, hold it. Tuck your chin to chest, shoulders are back and down. It's a lot to think about the stretching, isn't it? Take your eye gaze back to center, lift it up. And now we're going to go lower it and up for 10 times. So we're going to look down and rise, and down and rise. And release. Switch the legs, place this leg down. Please bring the other leg up if possible. Try 10 of these. So we're gonna go down, come back up. Don't forget to breathe. Wonderful. All right, let's take a nice deep breath in. When you can, I want you to please reach yourself all the way up. Open yourself up. And we're gonna tip forward. Watch, you're gonna come forward all the way down. Oh, no, I'm bleeding. I didn't know I was bleeding. That's great. I want you to tuck your chin to your chest. Try to keep your sit bones on and tuck yourself down. Roll your head down, tuck the chin to chest, and we're gonna hold for 45 seconds. Keep yourself lowered. Just trust my voice. Breathe in and breathe out. Roll yourself all the way back up, one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the top, reach up, extend. Can you make yourself into a Y position? Shoulders are back and down. Open yourself up, bring that back in, and now slowly tuck the chin to chest and one vertebrae at a time, bend the elbows as you come down to like a forward fold onto your thighs. Trust my voice, just let yourself place yourself down on the ground with those hands, sitting in the chair. And now, can you start to sway side to side just a little bit? Slowly roll up. Bring the arms all the way up. And one last time, the only difference is if you want to stand up, you can stand up and then go into the forward fold. So if you want to go into a regular forward fold, not seated, then you can stand up and go into the forward fold. So it's up to you. So take a deep breath in, and then please go down. And allow yourself space to grow. Try not to rush these stretches. Stays a little bit different kind of mobility. Last week you moved a lot. Today we're doing things a little bit different. Don't be afraid of change. Slowly roll yourself all the way up and have that seat. Wonderful. All right, let's take and do some ankle rotations for me. We're gonna circle one way. If you guys only can understand the importance of this, and I hope you do, because that's why you show up every week, these little moves in these joints are doing more for you than you can even possibly imagine. You ever get a feelness like that tightness? I'm not gonna use a bunch of terms, technical terms, but do you ever get tight in here? Do you ever get your Achilles tendon feeling tight? Tight back in here, foot aching at your arch. Kind of like when your ankle wants to feel like it has to move. Or sometimes people say like, my ankle feels like it's like stuck in one place or has to pop. The joints have to stay lubricated. We have to keep ourselves moving. And then back the other way, make sure you're rotating one. Now, can you point and flex and point and flex, point and flex? Can you do this 1 foot at a time if you need to? Absolutely. You do not have to lift both feet. That's an option. Now we're going to point, flex, point, flex. You can do this on the ground, where you lift and lower, lift, lower. At about 6, I don't know about you, but about 6 or 7, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, there's some muscles working there that might not always work or feel a little bit stretched out. Now, can you spread your toes? Hold. Now point. Do this on the ground if you don't want to lift your legs. Spread your toes as far as you can. And point. One last time, spread those toes. Make a conscious effort of making each toe go a different spot. Awesome. And point and release. Take our side body stretches. Let's go to twist to one side. We're going to grab hold of a thigh and the chair, look to one side, over the shoulder for a spinal rotation. While we're here, we're going to lift this arm up for some elbow extensions. We'll stay for about 15 seconds. And now slowly rotate it back to center. Inhale in. Oh, and you know what? If you can leave your feet kind of tucked like this, see how my toes are like this? I did that on purpose. I didn't say that. So kind of try to keep your heels off the ground, just for a different in the feet. Side, chair, looking over the other shoulder. Shoulders are back and down. Core is tight. And now with their elbow extension. This can be for like a texting elbow or a tennis elbow. Those tennis or texting elbows, right? Those tendons get extremely overused or inflamed. I know mine seems to be doing it on biking lately. And then you start to move them around, right? Take a deep breath in, come to the center. Go to the other side. And then when you start to move it, it feels a little bit better. So what we need to do is we need to create these extensions to make sure we're doing adequate amount of stretching. So before you go into an activity, try to do a couple of these things. Now, what if we come up and down with the shoulder and elbow? Shoulder, elbow. One more. And release. Other side. We're going to go out, then come in to go up, to come in. Out, up. Wonderful. Come back to center. Lift the arms all the way up. Then across to one side, side body stretch. Open the heart to the sky, thumb towards the back, lifting yourself. If you want, you can extend this arm down for more of a stretch. That will feel more intense, so make sure your core is braced. Slowly inhale, and on the exhale, come back to center. Other side. Remember, thumb towards the back of the room. Open the heart to the sky. Eye gaze is up. Drop this arm for more. And slowly come back to center. So now we're gonna go one side, the other side. Grabbing further down on the chair or letting our arm extend. The more you brace that core, the less you're gonna feel this in the lower back. Two more on each side. And release. Wonderful. All right, can you do me a favor and start to do leg lifts? Lift, lift. Come towards the end of the chair. Now lift, extend, in, out. Lift, extend, in, out. Lift, press, lift, set. Lift, press, lift, set. Brace the core. Squeeze the bottom. I want you to think about taking and stamping me with your foot, bringing it in and have an intention. Make there be an integrity right behind each move and make it be deliberate. If you start to lean back, brace your core and get yourself centered. Two more, 1 and 2. Fantastic. All right, have yourself have a seat right flat on the floor. One more time, let's go all the way up. Inhale in, and let's tip forward again for 1 full minute here and or a standing forward fold. We are gonna hold. I want you to sway side to side if you can a little bit. You can interlock your elbows. Feet can be together all the way or separated right under the hips. If you feel dizzy or start to feel dizzy, just lift your head above your heart and come take a nice inhale in. Halfway lift, make it the number 7 with our body. Hands at shins or thighs, or you can shoot back into airplane arms. And then we're gonna take a deep breath in and then exhale. Get all the way activity down the hamstrings. Inhale in, halfway lift. And on the exhale, slight micro bend in the knee, or if you're sitting, you're just lifting and lowering, same thing. Sitting in the chair, lifting and lowering. One more inhale in. And on the release. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly bend your knees as you slowly, slowly, slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. The mountain pose here and release. As you come towards the back of the chair, grab your yoga strap to be close, but take this chair for right now. Do an upper back stretch. Please take and turn the chair facing the side. Push the chair towards the front. We're gonna take, feet are directly under our hips, walk ourselves back 1 inch, slowly lower yourself down towards the ground and let your head fall between your arms. Slight micro bend in the knee. Try to just let your fists and hands kind of just rest on the chair. and hold. Slowly lift yourself up, walk your back self up to the chair, lift yourself on your toes and hold. All the way up on those tippy toes. Feel those calves working. Lower yourself down, roll back up. Let's work from backwards, okay? Roll yourself down, walk yourself back, and allow yourself to feel that upper body stretch. Slight micro bend in the knee, slight little bend in the elbow too. Try not to lock out the joints. Release your feet. And slowly walk back up. Let's try to lift our leg side to side. Opening up the hips. So instead of it coming in front, right, we're opening wide, like the letter V. Think of a V. Can you point the toe as you bring your leg up? Brace the core. Eye gaze straight ahead. For 3, for 2, and for 1. All right. Now, can we take and have a little bit of a leg lift towards the back? Please protect your lower back by bracing your core. All we're going to do is lift and lower like 1 inch while squeezing the bottom. It's not a very high kick. Do you notice what I'm doing? I'm pushing my heel towards the back of the room. Now, we're going to do each leg, but only that leg. So everyone go with their front leg and just going to pulse. Bend those knees slightly if need be. Squeeze the bottom. We're here for a bit. What do you do if you need a break? You just set your foot down and you go back in. The standing leg is getting strength. We're getting mobility right through those hip flexors. Let's start to use that bottom. Every step we have to feel the muscles, you will. For 4, 3, 2, and hold. Don't get that, don't let it drop. Don't let it drop. Don't let it drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release, shake it out. Oh, that's good, right? All right, now the other side. We're just gonna lift and lower, lift, lower. Please avoid arching, watch. This is not it. See this? That's not it. Tuck your hips. Just a little movement. You should feel this in your bottom, not in your lower back. So please make sure you're squeezing your core, squeezing your bottom. Two more. And now we're gonna lift and pulse, pulse. Little knee bends. Three, 2, now hold. Squeeze everything together, brace everything as tight as you can. Relax your mouth, relax your jaw. And shake it out. Wonderful. All right, do me a favor with this chair, set it to the side. Grab that yoga strap for me. How we doing today, okay? Get a little sip of water. We're gonna come into a squat position to start. So please come into the squat position with me. Meet me down in here. We're not going anywhere for almost 2 minutes. So if you can meet me in this squat, it's a sitting squat, low squat. Your feet are about as wide as the mat. You are taking and tucking your elbows towards your knees and lifting yourself up. An option is to be in a simple squat a little bit lower. It's mostly to open the hips. You can also sit down in a cobbler's pose. So you would sit on the floor, put your feet together with your knees open wide. This is for hip opening. And sway side to side. Another option is to kind of come in this position here. Putting a little bit of weight in the hands and swaying side to side, lifting the heels in like a frog position. Okay, that's gonna be your decision. Yes, I love it. Or a cobbler's pose. This is just to do some hip opening. So wherever you are today, find that space, go to that comfort, pass it a little bit if you can, that comfort zone where it's a little bit hard, okay? Not injury. Injury is like a knife-like pain. We want more like uncomfortable, kind of makes you a little bit red in the face. Remember to breathe. Nice, great, Loretta, I see that. Wonderful form. Mark, Andrea, I can see you guys. I'm sure Teresa and Betty, you look great. Give me another 30 seconds wherever you are. Again, if you want to come up towards your hands and you need to go side to side in a sway, that's fine. But have silence in it. For 5, 3, and slowly release wherever you are. Please come to a tabletop position wherever you are. We're gonna come down, tabletop, tucking the toes under. For a cat cow, we're gonna take an inhale in. Four total, your timing, your positioning. You want to take a little bit of a look over your shoulders on each side. And you ready? Walk the arms out wide. Top the arm faces towards the front of the room. Tuck those knees, bring them up, tuck the toes under, and bring yourself back. Let's meet in downward dog position. Pedal the feet out when you can, and or find a place of stillness. That's up to you. From here, please lift your right leg. We're going to go into 3-legged dog. Bring it forward into knee to chest for a plank position. Hold. Go back up. 3-legged dog. Hips towards the floor. Come right back through to center. Last time, go all the way through. Coming back to center and hold. Go back up. This time, travel all the way through up to a low lunge. You can tuck that back leg or tuck the toes. That's up to you. Just gonna hold in this low lunge. This sway side to side, opening up with that hip flexor. If you want to, you can walk your feet a little bit further out, bring both in for lizard variation. So both the arms on the inside of that foot, your foot is facing a little bit towards the outside of this mat. Hips are towards the ground, right? So our hip points are towards the ground. Your chest is to me. And you can slowly start to lower yourself down if this is anywhere in a practice that you want towards the ground. Otherwise, stay with modification. Stay all the way up, which is fine. Do not have to walk the leg out. Slowly rise back up. Walk the foot in, heel toe it back in. Take a nice inhale in. And on the exhale, going to shift the hips towards the back for a runner stretch. This is a nice hamstring stretch. Again, keep a micro bend in the knee. Bring the knee to nose. Follow it through. When you're ready, take this hand together towards the front. Bring that foot back towards the back into a plank position. We're gonna lower it down to the ground. So vinyasa, tuck the toes, keep those elbows tight all the way down, a little baby cobra up. Back down, head towards the ground. Tuck the feet under and meet back in downward dog. You can pedal it out for a few counts. We're gonna lift now your left leg up, drive it through the center, in, hold that knee through to the chest, back up for 3. So on your own pace, at your own time. You can also be on your knees. And when you're ready, you're gonna bring this leg through for the other side for the lunge. Tucking those back toes on the ground. Let yourself just sway side to side in this position for a second. The hand is on each side of this leg. You should feel the opening up of that front hip flexor. All through the hip complex, actually. And when you want, you can always walk that foot out. If you want, bring both arms on into the center for a lizard variation. Walking your toes toward the outside of the mat, facing the outside of the mat. Holding here. Keeping those toes tucked under in the back, if that's a little bit easier, is fine. And or you can slowly lower yourself to the ground on your forearms. And breathe. Slowly come back up to center, walk that foot back in. I'm gonna shift that weight towards the back for a runner stretch. Lift the toes towards the ceiling, a little like bend of the knee, chin to chest. Slowly roll through. Hands are now in the front in a plank position. Walk that leg back. Go through, either go straight to downward dog or drop the knees towards the vinyasa, lifting up to baby cobra, or maybe a little bit of more of a lift. That's up to you. And look over each of my shoulders. Find what feels right to you. Tuck the toes and go back into that downward dog. And we're slowly gonna walk ourselves up to the center of your mat, staying down in a forward fold. Keep yourself active there, breathing. And slowly, slowly rise up. Come back down to the ground, find a seated position. Find your yoga strap, please. I'm gonna actually lift this camera a little bit. You guys stay where you are. Find that yoga strap for me. Should see my hands? Yeah, okay, you can see my hands. All right, so please take and put this. We're just sitting in a crossed position. We're not stacked right now, just sitting in a crossed position. And all I want us to do is I want us to bring our elbows in, palms in. And then I want us to take it extended out. I'm only using this as kind of a guide to keep our elbows about at the same place. So if you don't let go of this, when you extend out, you should be about at the same place, right? You can go wider, but the fists are coming together, and then we're extending out. Now watch yourself, think, are you doing this? Shoulders are back and down. And now we're gonna go to the side. Squeezing between the shoulder blades. And now let's take ourselves, whoop, that gets very loud. Take ourselves down to the ground, towards the back. And now T. And now Y. And release. Wonderful. Take this, half it. Hold it up to the side, right to the front. Now we're going to twist one way, the other way. Now, just a slight twist. You might find it really tight. If that's the case, you can bring it here. You do not have to have your arms all the way up. Or what else could you do? You could set that down and just rotate side to side, placing your hands on the ground. Ooh, that starts to feel good. It's up to you, wherever you decide to go. Open the elbows. Palms are towards me. All right, release. Now, everyone releases down. We are gonna stay on the ground. This time we're gonna go like, and exhale, inhale. So it's gonna go. Let's try it. Try to find a point. Try to move it up. Brace the core. And rotate all the way to the top. Working your way back down. All the way to the ground. In 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Shake it out. Whew. That feels good, right? That's some good circulation going on for the blood. Watch this. We're gonna do this with our feet. Can you do this for me? Can you bend the knees? Can you walk out? More in. So it's like a little bit, a lot of it, a little bit, a lot of it. You can straighten the legs, but I like to have a little bit of a knee bend. So they're a little out, bigger, in. Wonderful. Hold, straighten it out, lift up, bend the knee a little bit, and tip forward. Roll yourself back up. And now, a new move. It's an exciting one for you. You might do it in other classes, I'm not sure, but if you don't, welcome to it. I want us to come to our side. If you want to wait and watch me and you go to the side of your mat, you can. all we're gonna do is we're gonna have our knees together, feet together, and we're gonna lift and lower and lift like an opening clamshell, we call it. You can be down here and lift and lower, or you can be all the way up. That's up to you. But you might want to stay up if you want to in the forearm. I find it to be easier on the forearm. You lift and lower, lift, lower. Try to keep the feet together, and then the knees come together. The feet together, then the knees come together. If you want, you can kind of guide your leg up, inner thigh, down. Try to keep yourself in line. So that would mean your shoulder is over your elbow. You can rest this hand down for 3, for 2, and now what if you hold it out? Now what if we pulse? Anyways, always like some trick up my sleeve, right? Like, what is this? But this is good. Let's keep this open. Open those hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Slowly rise yourself up. Come to the other side. Lay yourself, like I said, if you want to be across on your mat sideways, now you know the move. So keep those 90 degrees, feet together, knees together. We're going to lift and lower and lift and lower. Now you are 100%, I would be shocked. I guess 99.9, one side is going to be easier to do than the other. One side is going to be easier to lift, even using your abductor and adductor. So that means inside, outside of that leg. So abductors, right? They go away from the body, and then we pull in, squeezing between the inner thighs, opening up the hips. One more, and now we're gonna hold and pulse. This little schmooze becomes so much intensity, right? Who would have thought? 4, 3, 2, and slowly release. Let it come down. We come down to the ground, sitting in a sitting position. I'm gonna come a little bit closer. We're gonna kind of try to go back into that neck. So we're gonna pretend like we're at a computer kind of concept, or right, like playing tennis kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna do this while doing our neck. So I want his hands in front, and all I want to do is bring the hands in, open, and then we're gonna press back out, in and open. Now watch, I'm gonna bend the neck and press, and bend and press. So you're gonna lower it and lift it, and lower it and lift it. So you're integrating 2 moves. Feel that lengthening down that spine, mobility in your neck. And now hold. Now we're gonna take hands go in, hands go out. Hands go in, hands go out. Fingertips in, fingertips out. Three, 2, and release. Now bring them together. And now watch, we're gonna open and close, and open and close. Turn the neck to follow the hand. Now what if I ask to make a fist? Slight elbow bend, upper back, squeezing between those shoulder blades. Kind of like a fly almost in a different way. In 3, in 2, and in 1. All right, now let's try to take our elbow up, 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 up. Side, bring it right to the front, into the center. Now, can you slowly start to rotate it, like kind of like the number, well, it's kind of like a half 8. So it's like scooping and coming back and scooping and coming back. For 3, for 2, and then what happens? What do we usually do? Now we're gonna scoop in and scoop in and scoop in. Wonderful. Kind of like swimming a little bit, right? But with a really shorter arm. Eventually, let's take it a little further. Try to hit the ground. Bigger rotation in the shoulder. Ooh, that feels good. It should feel really good through your shoulders. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Shake it out. All right, let's do some of that backward again, getting back to it where we started. We're gonna lift up and release. Lift and release. And last time, in and release. Now, next circle, so we're ready for it, right? We've got some mobility and some motion and motion in our neck, right? So we're gonna take and we're gonna do little saucers. We're gonna make little tea plates with our nose. We're drawing a little saucer plate. Think about like the size of like a canning jar. I'm canning vegetables right now, lots of that and bone broth. So like little lids of a ball jar or a saucer plate. If you have tea. Now can we get a little more like a lunch plate? Now let's see, how about like a dinner plate or like the size of your larger, if you have an electric stove burner. I'm trying to think of things that are like circles right now, just so you know, in my brain. Closing my eyes and imagining circle shaped things. A big planter. Drawing with your nose. One of those big jar of pickles. Do you ever get those from like Sam's? Those huge elastic pickles, that jar. I mean, the funny things that come out of my mouth, right? All right, and hold. Breathe. Center. Let's go the other rotation the other way. So let's start with though that big dinner plate or a big platter with the nose. Move all the way down to come all the way back up. But the other way is the rotation. Try to avoid going backwards, right? We want to stay centered. You're drawing this with your nose. Two more big dinner plates. And now let's go to that lunch size plate. About half the size. Reminding ourselves to breathe. Find the intention of today. Now we're gonna go to that little saucer plate with a little lid. And the top of a yogurt. Cup of tea. Circumference of a lemon or an avocado. Let me see myself laugh now. Smile a little bit. It won't hurt anybody, right? Too short. Life is way too short for anything but smiling. Take a deep breath. Open the eyes. I want us to place our hands right here, please, on the jaw. And slowly start to work through our jaw muscles. Another thing we tense up while on this computers all day long. If you're doing a good job with the computer, sitting in front of a screen, any kind of e-learning, you can pass this on to kids or grandkids, friends, neighbors. These kind of movements and activities, about 2 to 3 minutes, get up and do at least every hour. Take these fingertips and start to press through all the way to the ears, all the way down the jawline, all the way up into here. We have our sinuses coming here, right? Under the eyes and around forehead, and come back where you started. Now I am gonna let you take about 30 seconds and I'm gonna be quiet and I'm just gonna work out the jaw. So whether it's circles or fingertips pressing, you find your space. About 5 seconds. Try to tip the head towards that ear without bringing it up. And now we're gonna walk our fingertips down the neck, all the way into the shoulder, towards this little meaty part right here. Might feel a major amount of tightness right there. Put your fingertips in there, roll it around. You're welcome to your bicep tricep workout. Think about squeezing your muscles as you're doing these movements. Might find a little bit of a point that is a little bit more tender than the other or tight. And hold just like in foam rolling. And breathe. Slowly lift yourself back up to the center, go to the other side. Tip that head towards that ear, right to the shoulder, but don't lift. And just slowly start to walk those fingertips down. All the neck muscles, side or back, wherever you feel that, down into this area right here. Try to keep your core engaged. You're breathing down. You're centered, focused. And this is helping with the fingertips too while you're in a computer, okay? So I'm doing this on purpose, trying to do 2 for 1. So you're kind of moving all those little teeny muscles in your fingers around also, and the wrist. Take a nice deep breath, inhale in, and exhale. I have to, of course, do a time because Lord knows I can never remember. Oh my gosh, it's so late. You guys should have just like yelled at me. I could keep going forever. I was enjoying it with you. Oh, I really love that you all stayed on with me. It would have to be worth it. I was like, it has to be close to an hour. Yeah. You guys are like the best. I hope that felt good.
It did.
Yeah, the ambulance is on its way now after their last 10 minutes.
Right? I know, it's like, isn't that crazy that that one little bit of that is harder than, I just had 2 people start it and said like that was so much more difficult than they thought, like doing it. And I was like, it is so different. They said it was harder than their high intensity workout. And I said, it's because you had to stay still. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best. I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay. Bye.